Hey YouTube world, welcome back to Neville Girl Forever. Thank you for joining me on my journey with Neville Goddard and how he changed my life and how I want to help show you how to change your life as well. So I want you to join me on the journey. I want to inspire and encourage all you out there who are either discovering who Neville is, have heard of him but don't understand it much, but they're hearing some success stories, or those who are working with Neville but would like greater success. You know, I have been studying law of attraction for a long time, as I mentioned in my previous videos, and I did have some success. I did. But when I came across Neville, it was no longer like one step forward, two steps back. I'd been through, rocky maybe 10 years. And even though I was able to create a lot of amazing things, I was like, geez, what is the secret to the secret? And I feel like Neville's teachings really hold the secret to creating your dream life, manifesting a life you absolutely love, and sometimes quite quickly. He does say persist. So there's things depending on how large, how in alignment you are. Just there's a lot of things, but your life can change quite a bit and at least be in a greater flow state while you're manifesting and ushering in using Neville's techniques. And he did change quite a few things in my life overnight. So I will never shut up about it. I'm a Neville girl forever. And as I was writing out, and I've mentioned this before, like if you've never had success, if you wondered what everybody's secret to the sauce is, why is everybody else understanding or working with law of attraction and really great things are happening? I just think personally, some people naturally have inclinations towards skills. And either it's working in their behalf or not. Like it turned out for me, I have a great imagination, which really works great with Neville. But if you don't know what you're doing, you also are creating not the life of your dreams. And that's what I was going through. So I was so grateful to find Neville. And I just want to say, if you are not having success with law of attraction, with manifesting your dreams, it's not your fault. You just don't have enough information. That's how I felt when I finally came across Neville. Oh my gosh, I just felt like it's like cracking the code. He gets into things where I've studied similar things in a way. Like when I go back and look at some of my trainings and certifications, they were expressing similar ideas and concepts at times, not all, but it didn't hack through the matrix, through the simulation that we're in, if that's what you want to call it, and also through my subconscious. It still kept me in my head. And so I just love Neville. Anyway, so let's get started. I don't know if this is going to turn into a series, but I'm just going to start doing topics. But I kind of want to start from the very beginning in essence when I'm sharing about Neville. I'm going to read something today that I found that was a really good explanation before we actually jump into Neville's book. But, like the basics. So here we go. First of all, when you're wanting to manifest, you have to know what you want. Like really know what you want. And I would say, if you are daring, bold enough, like the biggest version of what you want, not, like say you would like a new car. I would say go for your dream car or a couple dream cars, because with Neville, it seems like at some point, if you persist, and he does talk about this, and we're going to go into this, persistence is important depending, again, on many variables. But go for it. Really, when you're working with Neville, go for it. Because now it's not like what I was experiencing where I was just like manifesting dream sweaters when something else important was about. I used an example that wasn't mine, but it's like the example of like, hey, you're wanting a new car or needing a new car, but you manifest your dream sweater. That's just a really good example. That's not exact, but it's a really good, description of how law of attraction was working for me. So I say with Neville, go big. When you think of a house, think of your dream house. Relationship, think of your dream relationship. If you're going to, if you want to take a vacation and you just need some time off, don't just think of like a 10-day staycation. Think of like a couple weeks in an exotic, amazing place. Maybe think of it as luxury if you want it to be luxury. Like, go big. That's what I'd say. Go big and see where you land with it, because I've seen where there's some modifications. Again, universe, God has to kind of work with what's going on in your world, but you really can manifest amazing things in your life. And I'm here to support, encourage, and you in your dreams. So know what you want. Number one, know what you want and go big. I'm big on that. I'm a go big or stay home kind of girl. But that's what I've noticed. The people who've worked with Neville and who've really got it, and Neville was the first time after studying all these years where I got it. It clicked for me. So that's why you're going to hear me repeating myself, because I'm hoping at some point it absolutely clicks for you. Plus, I'm going to share my tips, my hacks, and other things, other techniques from other sources that I feel that have accelerated my success and is continuing to do so. So 1, know what you want. 2, that's my own, is go big. And then I'm sure you've heard this if you've been working with Neville. You want to think about how that would feel. So part of that is the SATS, the state akin to sleep. We're going to talk about that, and going to the end. So as an example, so say you're wanting your dream relationship, your SP is the trending word right now, your special person. State akin to sleep is that time when you're lying down to go to bed and you're feeling kind of sleepy, but you're not quite asleep yet. It can be tricky not to fall asleep. Not gonna lie, there are many times I do, and I have hacks that I want to share with you for when I'm just too tired, that I know I'm just gonna fall asleep right away. It's been a full day, but in that sleepy, dreamy state, and it doesn't have to be at night. It could be like a nap. Like if you happen to feel sleepy, nap. It's that feeling when you've had a nice large meal and you're just super comfortable, relaxed. So you want to, I guess, for me, if I'm too relaxed, I will fall asleep. But in that state akin to sleep is that place where you could start to run a movie through your mind of, and it doesn't have to be a particular person. Like if we're talking SP, it doesn't have to be a person. Just an image of, of some features or some aspect of that person, and create something that seems very familiar. Like you would want to be like in your living room or in your bedroom or however it goes in your dream home. But you want to create a scene like a movie that you are experiencing with an SP. And I would say don't think of it with your person. I would say the universe might surprise you, because you might think your person in your world right now, or some options, like you might think, but I would say just go the general and imagine a movie playing out and you're in first person. Folks, this is one of the keys, and I think it's the tricky one. First person. So this movie that you're playing is not like you're watching a movie on a moving screen. Nope, it's sure not. You are the main actor, and as you're going through this scene, you are experiencing it through your eyes. So say you were lying down and you're imagining a future with someone and you're snuggling, let's say, on your bed, and you've got comforters and pillows or whatever. You're looking up and feeling, you want the feelings. It's not only what does it feel like to feel that loving sensation of someone loving and adoring you, because you want to pick your essences. Like pick the essence of what you want to feel from that person. I pick keywords, when you think of prosperity, you want to think of, does it feel free? Does it feel, so pick. So when it comes to SP, when it comes to love, do you want to feel loved, adored, cherished, all those things. Pick what you think and feel that in your body as you're running through the movie. But also the way that Neville is such a genius hacking through the subconscious is that if you really can feel the sensations, if you really can feel that you're there, your subconscious mind does not know that it never happened. And once your subconscious mind doesn't know it hasn't happened, your subconscious mind affects everything in our life quite a bit. So it doesn't know it hasn't happened. It believes it has. So if you're there and you can smell the person's cologne and you can feel the, their hand touching your face, like literally feeling it. You can look up and see the, like them out of the corner of your eye. Because again, I would recommend not always specifics. You could feel them whispering and the gruff, on their skin. If you're a gal, imagining your dream guy, and so like you could hear the hum of the AC. You can maybe just make it as real as possible. Feel the breeze on your skin if you have a ceiling fan. That's just a good example. Bring all the sensations in. It's important because the feeling that you would like to feel and the sensations, you're the first person in this. So it's not like you're watching you and somebody from far away. No, it's as if like if you were to open your eyes, this is all that's happening. And you want to feel it is so real and enjoy it for a while. If all you have is 5 minutes, okay, 10, 20, 30, I don't know. And I don't really count, but I think it's recommended you try and do 10 to 20 to 30 minutes, if at all possible, right? We can fall asleep doing this, but I would say run that movie. Think about the dialogue. What is the dialogue you want to hear from that person? If you're really good at memorizing a voice, and even though I suggest going general, but if you want to take a voice that you're familiar with, you can use that. You're hearing it, you're feeling it, you're sensing it, and then the feelings in your body about what the conversation is. They love and adore you. They want to spend the rest of their life with you. I'm just giving examples because we're going to go through so many other examples, especially once we get to go live, which again, I'm starting to mention. So if you're enjoying my content, please comment, like, share, subscribe. I believe you just need 50 followers to go live, and I can't wait to freestyle with y'all. But so I just wanted to point that out. So being a new channel, I don't think it's going to take too long, but I would love to go live so we can talk about more specifics. But part of knowing what you want is going to the end, and that's also where I think Neville was a genius. Yep. Because, I'm going to throw just different examples out. If you're wanting to somehow acquire $1 million, it's not necessarily imagining getting the winning ticket. You don't know necessarily how the $1 million is going to come your way. You just know that is what you're trying to bring your way. Just example, that's what you're trying to create in your SATS, right? Well, he always recommends the end after that, if that makes sense. You can do a little movie about the winning ticket. I don't think that hurts at all, but I think even more genius if that's the way you want to do it. Like if you think it's going to be a ticket, but I love the other side. The other side is your friends congratulating you on being a millionaire, that you're somewhere special, and creating a scene about that and how you all are celebrating, and that it's over, you're a millionaire, and they're just happy for you. So that way you're leaving a lot of wiggle room, like how these millions or this 1 million or whatever dollar amount, this wealth, prosperity can come your way. Universe, God can be very creative, and I do believe that you can get pretty specific and it works out for some people, but I like going somewhat general. So those are important. So again, it's kind of like it's always on the other side of what you're thinking. So if you wanted to get engaged, I think it would be after the engagement. And again, chatting with people or having a conversation with your SP, something. It's just a scene that seems normal in a normal place that's familiar. And again, you can trick the subconscious mind. It doesn't know that it hasn't happened, especially if you bring all the sensations in and the feelings. So, you do want to ask yourself, how would I feel if this happened, right? How does it feel? How does it feel in your body, your mind, your heart, your soul? And then also, what are the sensations around you? Super key. So if you're a very creative imagination, I think you might have a little bit of a head start on some people who have a more difficult time imagining. I've always been a very creative, imaginary mind, and I didn't realize back in the day that I was thinking, always wondering, oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if that happens? Oh gosh, like that worry part. Well, that is your ego, your mind trying to protect you, but it manifests things that we don't want. So you want to suspend belief about what you are experiencing now, just for one day, 1 hour, whatever, while you go to sleep, because how you fall asleep sets the tone of your manifestation, like all while you're dreaming. So you might as well have your vibration at a great place. That's why I love the prayer I've been mentioning. Thank you for showing me that this issue or these issues is already solved. You want your vibration to be in a good place so that you're in a good place while you're sleeping. But in the meantime, we're going over SATS and just why I think Neville is such a genius. So go to the end. And I'm going to help you with this. Like, I've caught myself quite a few times where something was happening and I thought, oh, you know what? I think I didn't go to the other side on this topic. What would that look like? And I'll help you discover that a little bit, because it's tricky. You don't think of it with so many things. You might think of just SP or just money, but it can affect you with everyday things. So I think you can use these techniques for the big and the small, or just general, like dream life. So, so going to the end is big, and I will help you with that. Like I said, I've caught myself a few times like, oh, I didn't go to the end, so therefore I'm still experiencing XYZ. Well, I've seen the end, or I'm experienced some of those already, and they're pretty awesome, but it's the other side. It's kind of like you've already come back from that amazing vacation, right? And you're talking about it with your SP or your girlfriends or whatever it was. It's the other side. That's the end. And again, I don't think it hurts to actually create a movie where you're actually in that place either, but that is, I think, one of the hacks that why Neville's processes work so good, because when you're on the other side, it's past tense. And oh my gosh, the tense matters. It matters, people. It matters. I was just digging through some affirmation cards. I think I mentioned before, I love index cards. Yep. And I still do this. I still have these sayings around my house in little areas that I love. We're going to get into affirmations. But I ran across this one that I wrote a year ago, let's just say. And I actually will tell you where I got this from. I thought it was a pretty good one. I love YouTube. I'll even scroll through the shorts. I don't think we should spend too much time on shorts, but there's a lot of inspiration. And I came across actually an Andrew Tate one. I'm neutral on him. I think he's entertaining. I know he's manifested some amazing things. So anybody who's manifested quite a bit, it doesn't hurt to pay attention, right? And he said this one quote, I want to see how good life can get. Well, that was cool, and I wrote it down. However, there's a problem with this, and I'm not saying it doesn't work to write it down, but there's the tense problem. It's in the tense of want. So when you're working with Neville and you recognize that you are one with God and God is your creative imagination, and you wouldn't want something that God hadn't already set in your heart, like it's the minute you want it, you have it, and you go into SATS and play it out, and your movie is first person and experience it, all those things. Once you've done that, and he does mention, and we'll go over it in the book, you do have to keep persisting. You do have to keep doing this for a while, because there is a point, and I will probably do more videos on this, but there will come a point where it feels so real that when you open your eyes, that it seems like now is the dream. And that's the truth. Now is the dream. Once you've gone that deep in your SATS, in your state akin to sleep, and you've played out that movie, those sensations, you've gone to the end, that is reality. Just what we're experiencing day to day, that's leftover energy and impressions that we have put out there previously. And this can seem so real, but if you go with the flow with Neville Goddard's teachings, that is the reality. So follow me on this one, and this is why tense is so important, whether it's now or later. Okay, so when you say, I want to see how good life can get, you're in the state of want. Okay, so if it's already happened, you don't want it, you have it. You would say, I would re-say that and say, it's amazing how great my life is now, or it's, you just would reword it. But if you are discussing things, and that's another reason not to talk about things, in the want, you are in the tense of want, and that will always be something you want. So you already have it. And there's another technique that we talk about with Neville, or Neville goes over, is the not technique. So if you have it and you've created it, you've done your SATs, you don't want something that you already have. So you could drive to work in the morning and say, I don't want $1 million because I already have $1 million. And that sensation will come to you. If you've been doing enough SATs, your body, your subconscious remembers. You could drive to work and say, I don't want my dream car because I already have my dream car, and then sink into that feeling. I mean, drive carefully. This is just an example, but I've done this and I love that. And I do listen to some other audios that help bring recall. So, I don't want something. You don't want something you already have. If you've done your SATs, and especially if you've done it enough times, you have it. It may not have appeared yet, but it is as real as could be. And I also love, and I did experience this, so I'm going to say this is a for real thing. If you have been doing your SATs and you're playing a certain movie over and over and over again, and I have bullet points on my favorite movies I want to play, there's only so much time, but you will get to a point that not only does it feel real, but you feel like a euphoria, a joy, a thrill that your body, your mind, and whatever is experiencing this. To me, that is one of the greatest signs that you've actually done it enough that if you want, you probably can stop. Like, you can go on to your next favorite movie. That rush, that thrill. And I mention that because I'm obviously using myself as an example, as I'm wanting to share and inspire you all, and wanting to help create an amazing Neville Nation here, a community that's we can all support one another and learn and grow together. But once you get to that thrill, I've tried to go back to those movies and play them again because they were so juicy and amazing. And I love what I've been creating. And it felt like it's already done. Like, it's a feeling, and I don't know how to explain it. It just felt like, why are you doing this again? It's complete. It's on its way. I don't know. That's up for opinion. We'll see. But that was kind of that's my opinion on SATs. And Neville does write about it. He said, once you feel the thrill, the joy, I do feel like that is when you can go into what he would call what's the word I'm thinking of, where it's you can stop, you can relax. It's just like, God did all this work in a certain amount of time, and then he took a pause. And there's a word, I just can't think of it right now. I will think of it later, but it's just that knowing that it's done, it's created. You can take a break, you can take a sabbatical, you can, it's the Sabbath. That's what it is. It's the Sabbath. You can take a break. So, and then in the next video, I think, because this is long enough, I think I want to go into what happens when you've you're experiencing your creation, but as it's unfolding, there's some wobbling, and we're going to talk about some energetic piggybacking, which I think is another hack. So I hope that today's been helpful, breaking down a little bit about what SATS is, how vital it is that it's first person. It has to be you, as if like you were just opening if you opened your eyes, this would be your experience. It's not you watching people on a movie screen. That's not it. That is how you hack the matrix. Is how you hack your subconscious mind. So I hope this has been inspirational. Hope this has been helpful. And we're going to do another video again to kind of piggyback off of this about SATS and some things that I've discovered along the way. So I love you guys. I can't wait to share some more. I can't wait to read comments and get to know you all better. Until the next time, signing off. Bye now.